Good morning, guys. We made it to playoff. Finally, NHL playoffs are here. That last week was a little bit crazy, but we got it all figured out now. We got the West Coast and the East Coast figured out. Let's get right into it. Right off the bat, guys, the Senators and the Carolina Hurricanes. I don't think the Senators have much on the Hurricanes, if I'm being honest. I know they probably looked good those last couple of weeks, but I don't think they get past the Hurricanes, if I'm being honest. I'm gonna take a shot with them in this first game, but I think they're only gonna win one out of the whole playoff series with Carolina. I think they're just gonna win one, if I'm being honest. I think Senators take this one. They catch Carolina by surprise, and Carolina wins the rest of the match, the rest of the games, and they wake up after this match. So, at least for this first match, I like the Senators straight up money line plus 133. I think they lose the series, but I think they're gonna upset in one of these games. I think it just might be this one minus 155. It's a good price for Carolina, so if you really like Carolina, take them straight up money line minus 155. It is pretty cheap for what you're getting. But to me, it seems a little more trap-ish. It's kind of, a trap card. So I'm gonna go with the Senators in this one, and I'm okay with it. I want to be on Carolina maybe the next 2 or 3 matches, but I really don't like laying puck lines in playoffs. I don't think that's a smart move. I think just being straight up money line is a lot better. Games I think are going to be a lot closer, a lot lower scoring, more edge of your seat type of thing. Maybe everybody's going to play a lot more defensively, in my opinion. So, just keep that in mind if you are going to go towards puck lines. But I like the Senators in this first match to kick our day off. Next game of the day, we have the Minnesota Wild and the Dallas Stars. Me personally, guys, I like Minnesota to win the whole series. I know it's a tough one. It's a stretch. Dallas, I think in past years, if I'm not mistaken, Dallas has had Minnesota's number. So, I think Dallas is favored here. Just barely, though. Just barely. But for good reason, I think Dallas is favored. Me personally, though, I'm going to go on the Minnesota side. I think Minnesota goes on to the next round. Do they win this match? That's a tough one. The odds are what they are. I think the odds are exactly as they should be. Dallas slight favorite, Minnesota slight underdog. I'm gonna play the dog on this one, guys. I'm gonna play the dog on this one. I just like this Minnesota team a lot more than I like this Dallas team, and anything can happen in playoffs, guys. We've seen Ottinger just get totally get lit up in playoffs before. So I'm not saying this is all Ottinger's fault. I'm just saying that anybody who is a star player can have bad matchups even in playoffs. So just keeping that in mind, even Quinn Hughes can come out here and just be lifeless and not look alive on the ice. So anything could happen. Give me Minnesota, though. I like Minnesota. I like this Minnesota team after that Quinn Hughes acquired. So I think they can go pretty far in this Stanley Cup. I think they go past this round, and depending who they're up against the next round, then they might be eliminated. But I think they get past the Dallas Stars, and I do want to take them in this first game. And our last matchup of the day, we have the Philadelphia Flyers and the Pittsburgh Penguins. This one is pretty interesting. Honestly, this is the one that I want to watch mostly today out of all 3 games. This is the one I want to watch the most, if I'm being honest. Not only is a Pennsylvania classic, a Pennsylvania battle always kind of heated, also just it's an interesting matchup in itself. You have basically the Pittsburgh Penguins, whose team mostly relies on veterans doing the work, older guys doing the work. Philadelphia's young team, I don't think any of them have any playoff experience, if I'm not mistaken. So this is experience versus youth right here. And I'll be honest with you, I think the Flyers caught some momentum, and I think it's going to carry them at least into the next round. I think out of all the matchups in the playoffs, this one I think is the weakest, in my opinion. I think this one is the weakest out of all of them. Both of these teams just barely got in because of a division that they're kind of trashy in, and right next to that Pacific. And obviously, I watch the Pacific Division the most. So the Pacific Division is the weakest, but next up is the Metropolitan Division, which is this one with Philly and Pittsburgh in it. So, but in this matchup, and I think in the whole series, I think the Flyers are going to take the whole thing, if I'm being honest, because I mean, one bad injury from Crosby, and those Pittsburgh Penguins don't know what to do. And Philly, I just think they have a deeper arsenal, in my opinion. So give me Philadelphia straight up on the money line, and I think they do end up winning this whole series. So I'm probably going to be on them all pretty much every single game if I can get good prices on them. If not, I'm gonna we'll have to assess each game. But for now, I like Philadelphia in this first game. Not really going to be too bad of a travel spot for either of these teams. They're just basically across each state. So yeah, not too bad. But this one's the most interesting one. This is the one that I do want to watch tonight. I am going to be paying attention to this game. So let's go with the Flyers plus 125. All right, guys. So happy Saturday. I got to get out of here, man. It's another work day for me. But let me know what you guys like. Comment down below which series you're more excited about. Let's get this money, man. Let's get this money.